What video game caused you the most amount of rage? Probably one of the early NES Castlevania games. I'm not sure which one, but it was one of those long platforms jumps, one of the few times in my life I have thrown a controller. I've heard those early Castlevania games are nicknamed controller busters or something like that. Runner-up, Jet Bike level of Battletoads. Simon's Quest, the second one, is generally regarded as the black sheep, kinda like how Zelda 2 was. Because it's based around exploration and the secrets are really obscure, like waiting for the tornado. Unlike in other games like that, the townsfolk are worthless and half the shit they tell you is so poorly translated it basically means something completely different. I have been big into retro gaming on emulator and holy smokes the NES Castlevanias aren't just difficult, they are downright cruel. I never hated a game, myself, or the people around me more than the one time I played Overcooked. My entire family played Overcooked one time and we were advancing really quickly. We were on this Arctic map I think and I accidentally pushed my mom into a pool of water while she was delivering the last meal we needed to win the level. We failed. I had to ban my wife from playing it, with our, then, 8 and 10-year-olds. Man. Expecting a 10-year-old not to make a game out of just punching the rat and expecting an 8-year-old to not have the prioritization skills to get overloaded and occasionally stand in the way. You would have thought someone colored on the walls and tie-dyed the docks. Yeah. We haven't played it in a long time. Not even out of quarantine desperation. Some PC baseball game I bought at the Scholastic Book Fair in the 90s. It booted out of DOS. I must have just been too young or accidentally set the difficulty too high but I literally couldn't get a hit. I ended up crying and throwing the game away. Edit, I tried finding it, I think it was Hardball 4. At least you got that toxicity out of your life. Y'all better not be talking shit on Backyard Baseball. Sonic 3. The Carnival Night Barrel. The maddening thing about it is that it's so easy to get past. Once you know the bullshit method of doing it. See, you've just got to understand that Sonic can generate more vertical force by looking up and down than he can by actually jumping on something. Apparently. Guitar Hero 2 Expert Playthrough, just the song Freya. My pre-teenage hands were just too small to be able to consistently hold the green button and have to stretch to the orange. On the plus side I did feel like a rock star smashing the guitar. That song is the most cramp-inducing song ever. Fucking jam, though. The Sword is a kick-ass band. For me, it was Hangar 18. I'd practiced for so damn long. I'd played it so many times. I got to the very end of the song, it was the final outro. The end of the song was literally on screen. And I failed it on the 6th to final note. Echo the Dolphin. I consider it one of my favorite games but the difficulty curve is super wonky. The lagoon was the third level and by far one of the most difficult ones in the entire game. I owned this game for years and never got off the first screen. I thought the whole game was just swimming around in that little cove. I was a stupid kid. I could never get past the stupid octopus right at the beginning. Ghosts and Goblins on the NES. Fuck that fucking game. Some vintage games are designed to be coin guzzlers for arcades. Ghosts and Goblins are one of those. Congratulations. This story is happy end. Thank you. Being the wise and courageous knight that you are, you feel strong swelling in your body. Return to starting point. Challenge again. XCOM. Critical tactical situation, life and death, 99% chance to hit. Swing and a miss. I love the game and fucking hate it. My favorite Steam review of all time is the guy who said there's a 99% chance he would recommend the game, and then gave it a thumbs down. 3 inches from Alien while holding a shotgun miss. Aladdin where you gotta go through the lava cave on the rug. And Lion King. Fuck the Hakuna Matata waterfall. My best friend's little brother had memorized this level, and kids from the block would have Mike beat it for them. We'd be hanging out and some kid would knock on the door and ask Mike to come do the lava cave. I still remember that, almost 30 years later. The Simpsons, hit and run, anyone who played it knows. I loved this game. I wish they'd do a re-release. That said, the level where you are chasing Cletus, I think, at a high speed, ramming him so he drops roadkill that you somehow have to also collect, without him getting too far ahead, can fuck right off. That last alien level was made by the devil himself. GTA San Andreas with that mission of flying a plane through the corona on the other plane. Also GTA San Andreas with the mission of trying to fly an RC plane shooting vans while David Cross shouts at you. If you're playing on PC, turn on sync. Playing the game above 30 FPS breaks diving, flying, and a few other things eek. Personally, PvP in any sort of game. Be it Destiny, Rocket League, CS, COD, League, I can't stand playing PvP in games anymore. Used to only play PvP game types, now if I have to touch any PvP mode I absolutely detest my time and hate every second of it. I don't know if it's because I'm average at said game and the competitiveness of it drives to anger, or because of teams not working to win at all, or the fact that I'm a bit more mature and older than I was. I don't know. But I know for a fact a good story-based game will always, 100% of the time, make me so much happier and I will enjoy it so much more. I'm in the same boat. I'm not a fan of PvP games but I love a good story or exploration-based game. I also like playing co-op games with friends, but never against them. I dislike the competitiveness of it. To be honest, I'm 28 and have been playing games my whole life. I feel like I'm pretty decent at games in general, but I fucking suck at PvP in pretty much any game, double suck if it's a shooter. Nowadays I just stick to my single player experiences and that's good enough for me. Single player games feel like reading a good book to me where you get to be the main character, whereas multiplayer feels like it has no end goal, just start another match. Most of online PvP game, because my internet connection is a shit. Can't be worse DHSN mine, I play every game on 180 plus ping, got used to it cause no one cares about my country. Edit, I live in South Africa, I play Valorant, Modern Warfare, Overwatch and others on 180 to 200 ping, some games like Dota and Siege have gotten SA servers but you get used to the high ping. Geometry Dash. For me it was the original version, the impossible game. The most infuriating part of Geometry Dash for me is not when I die at the very end of the level, but when I keep dying near the beginning of the level when I was previously able to get far every time. Also there's the incredibly toxic community, and the fact that it's been almost 4 years since the last update. For honor for sure, no game has taken me to the same level of pure anger. Orochi spams light and runs away. There is no game that makes me rage as much as For Honor. It just sucks that it's also my single favorite game with how satisfying it can be. I still find bits of controller all over my room. Literally barely played 10 hours before quitting because I knew what I was getting myself into emotionally. That fucking night dude is what made me quit. Edit, I googled it cause I couldn't remember which night. It was the Warden. I was going to answer this because I thought a game with a smaller player base wouldn't be upvoted, but I guess the community may be small but we are united on this. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.